And this is his second winter weekend. Ethan, who's your question for?
This is for Chaim Bloom.
Okay, what's your question?
What are your goals for the 2020 season to bring the team to a postseason victory?
Not just the postseason, a postseason victory, just so we're clear on that, right? Good question.
No pressure, Chaim.
To me, that should always be our goal. What are we doing this for if not for that? I think we want to compete and win every year. And not only that, I think we need to, come out of this season feeling, not only that we're measuring ourselves by the on-field results at the major league level, but that our entire organization is stronger at the end of this year than it was at the beginning of the year. And that really needs to be our goal every year. The competition we face, they're not just team building, they're organization building at every level of this organization, whether that's the major league roster, whether it's the depth in our minor league system, whether it's the programs behind the scenes that this organization has been a leader in over the time that I competed against it. We want to advance the ball on that every year to make sure we're firing on all cylinders so that we can be an elite team year in and year out.
Guys, let's follow up on that a little bit, because there was so much talk this winter about payroll and about roster construction and all of that. You said recently, John, that that's never been the primary goal. The primary goal has always been to build a contender that can sustain success in the next 3 to 5 years. Were you surprised that that became such a big part of the narrative this offseason, that fans were talking about what's going to happen to this roster? And what do you say to the fans who are worried about that part of the team?
Well, when you're in our position, you can't just worry about the season that you're involved with. You have to be worried about the future. And for us, it's a constant battle between this push and pull between what we need to do this year and what we need to do to be competitive over the next 5 years. But no, nothing really surprises me as far as the reaction to, especially from the media. Sorry? It does.
Varitek! It's Varitek!
Play to the crowd and just answer every question tonight with Jason Varitek. You'd be fine.
Hire that guy Moses.
But the point being, and I remember talking to both of you that night, Sam, throughout the season, that it's never wavered. Your goal to field a contending team that would win a championship, that's always priority number one, right?
Well, that's right. The goal is to win in October. Look, the Washington people do focus on payroll. I have no idea who has the highest payroll in football. What's important to us is winning, and the Nationals were the best team in baseball last year. For us, as Chaim is saying, we expect to be competitive year in and year out, and that's what our focus is.
Chaim, I just want to follow all that up. It must be interesting for you to sit here and talk about all these payroll issues after all the time it's him. It's a slightly different conversation, isn't it?
It is, but I think some of the same principles apply where maybe we're on the other side of that coin, but our focus there was never on the dollar amount. It was on the talent on the field and how well positioned are we for this year, for next year, for the year after that. That takes a lot of working together. It takes a lot of planning. It's a juggling act at times, but that always needs to be our focus. The goal here is to position ourselves to win as much as possible for as long as possible, to put a great competitive product out there on the field every year. And so to do that, we need to focus on that multi-year picture. And that can mean a lot of different things, but we need to make sure we're thinking ahead, that we're planning ahead, so that we don't get beat down the road.
DC, I would just add to that, we've been here 19 years, and we were fortunate not to win just one World Series, but we've now won 4 World Series.
Right!
This group, we're hungry for more. And I just want to make sure our fan base knows we want more World Series championships.
Hell yeah!
It's important everybody here hears that from us and they understand it. And that is the goal.
Play to the crowd. They love that here, right? You guys like the sound of that?
Yeah!
Jemai, what do you got?